Most years see a batch of new coins minted. Mostly, it's just the date on the coin that changes. Sometimes important events will inspire a new design. But what could possibly stop a country from producing any new coins bar one in a particular year? War? The death of a monarch? A love affair? In 1937, it was love and the death of a monarch that shaped the history of Australian coinage. The oversized 1937 Australian crown would be the only coin released into circulation this year. The crown had a value of 5 shillings, so is comparable to the present-day 50-cent piece, although its buying power was considerably greater in 1937. The coin is 92.5% silver, with an impressive diameter of 38.5 millimetres. Weighing in at close to an ounce, or 28.27 grams, the coin definitely feels like it has a substantial worth. But why was it to be the only Australian coin released in 1937? After the death of King George V on the 20th of January 1936, King Edward VIII was to be the new king. The new king's coronation was planned for the 12th of May 1937, but would never happen. Love would intervene, and many plans were suddenly shattered, including Australia's plan to introduce a new series of designs for Australian coinage following the passing of the old king. The newly designed Australian coins would have representations of iconic Australian animals and produce on the reverse, and would of course bear an effigy of King Edward VIII on the obverse. This required a lot of forward planning and the making of new dies to be used in the production of the newly designed 1937 coins. But Edward was in love and wanted to make Mrs. Wallace Simpson his wife. Wallace was already twice divorced, and many believed it was not acceptable for the king to wed a previously married woman. In the end, Edward chose love over the crown and abdicated on the 11th of December 1936. His brother, George VI, would go on to be coronated as king on the same day previously set aside for the coronation of Edward. With no time to make all the required changes to the planned new coins, all but one coin was ready to be released. That was a 1937 crown, the only coin that had been planned to commemorate the new king after the passing of King George V. It just had a slightly different face on the obverse than had previously been expected.